Yeah. Thank you, well played. I would have played the same. So my great pleasure to be at the home of Narendra Prabhu and Mataji and their family. And I am on a short tour of US. This is my 8th stop in last 12 days.
Haribo.
And it's been a wonderful journey to meet so many eager devotees, eager people to learn about Krishna. So as this topic was chosen by Mataji,
Yes.
you chose the topic. So behind that topic, I could see such concern for the child, for the children. Parents are always concerned that their children should get the best. And many times what the parents think is the best and what the child thinks is the best, there's a conflict. Both want the best.
Yeah.
But what's the best?
No one knows.
No one knows.
That's right.
No, each one thinks they know.
Exactly, yeah.
And then there is a competition. I was recollecting a story, real story of one of our devotees in Switzerland. And he had a girlfriend, a young man, and his girlfriend had a dog. The girlfriend had gone out and she told, please take care of my dog. When I'm back, we'll spend time together. She was there, and as you know, boys are not good at taking care of things. Agree, Narendra Prabhu?
Seconds, Prabhuji came to know that.
But I would thank you, Narendra Prabhu, and Mataji also, making this happen, because even though Prabhu just, I think you arrived yesterday, right? From India, Nepal. Prabhu went for hiking there. But immediately Prabhuji said, like, you are working for soul, I was working for my body. That's what message he gave. So I said, you understand this, this class will be definitely helpful for us.
I'm happy you came back safe and fine.
Yeah, it was,
Because
Went to Muktinath, Prabhuji.
oh,
All the
ఏమన్నా టేటా
very nice.
నేను వెళ్ళాను 3 years ముందు.
So he's very fortunate that earlier they don't have the plan of Muktinath. I told them.
We have the Bhakti water also here.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have
very good.
Muktinath
Please
water.
do, sir.
Harigramas also he brought.
Oh, very good.
They are devotional.
Yes. Like sometimes I go to some homes that are bachelors' homes and married homes, and there is a vast difference in the whole setup. So this person, this devotee, he was just a Swiss boy, and he somehow didn't see where the dog was, and the dog escaped. It went away. And when she came back, she said, "Where's my dog?" Nowadays, even I heard say kind of a slang or a youth term calling each other as house dog.
Oh really?
Do you each other call you, hey dog? You know that? Boys, the youngsters call each other as dog.
I thought it's bro. Okay, dog.
Bro, it was previous generation. This generation,
Gen X, huh? Gen X.
Gen Z.
Don't be, Ravi,
Huh?
don't be like doggy.
No. Dog is a very affectionate word.
Okay.
It's DAWG.
Oh, DAWG.
Yeah, they will know.
I don't know.
It's DAWG. One of our devotees, like his name is Kushal.
Mhm.
So his colleague or his friend comes and says, "How are you, K dog?" K nickname and dog. So the father heard in the home, the child is saying somebody as dog. And once the child came and said to the father, "How are you, dog?" Instead of saying dad, said dog. And the father first got angry, said, you keep your slang outside the home. Don't get all this terminology inside. So the dog was quite dear to, so it was both dog, DAWG and DOG for her. So where's my Krishna? Because the dog's name that girlfriend had put was Krishna. So she came and said, "Where's my Krishna dog? Where's my Krishna darling?" And the reason was she was inspired by Jiddu Krishnamurti. So to kind of remember, to respect him, she named her dog as Krishna. And now he had to, if he had to save his relationship, he had to go and find the dog. So he got on the streets of Switzerland and he started to shout, "Krishna! Krishna!" And he was going street after street. And somehow, some of the devotees were doing Harinam Sankirtan there. And they saw out of nowhere, in Switzerland, a Swiss boy is shouting at the top of his lung, saying, "Krishna, Krishna." So then they immediately caught him. "So are you looking for Krishna?" And they said, "Yes, I am looking for Krishna." So here's the book about Krishna. And he got confused. There's a book about Krishna. And he bought the book. Because maybe this dog is so special that they are written. Like, there are autobiographies of this person, that person. So he took it. And then as he started to read, he understood that the name Krishna is the name of God, not dog, not just dog, but God. And then he eventually became one of the very celebrated sannyasis in ISKCON, Kadamba Kanan Swami.
So very.
So he shared this story long back. How
Recently left his body.
Yeah.
Last
yes,
Yeah.
yes, few years back. Amazing kirtan singer, amazing speaker,
Lovely kirtan.
and taken so many risks. And one of his lead disciples is Swayam Bhagavan Keshan Swami, inspiring youth a lot. I wish you can arrange sometime his talk here
Yeah.
with all the youth.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So everyone, George Harrison in Krishna book, that book, the first line that he writes is, everyone is looking for Krishna, not just Kadam Kanan Swami or that Swiss boy, but each one of us is looking for Krishna. Some know it, some don't know that what they're actually looking for is Krishna. And the reason is all of us are looking for happiness. Is there anyone that wants to become unhappy? No. Each of us wants to experience happiness at every moment. And that happiness for which we are looking for, we do get for a while in different things in this, but there is an expiry date. And there is a satiation. Even if that doesn't expire, you get bored of it. Say if something is a favorite. Each one has a favorite. What's your favorite dish?
So what?
There's a lot. Name one.
Biryani.
Biryani. So you may confidently say, if I am fed biryani every day, I'll eat. But I can bet it that after 30 days, you'll say no more biryani.
After 2 days are gone.
After 2 days, you're gone. So that's the nature of this world, that no matter how much an object may appeal to us, the fascination for it kind of goes down. In economics, it's called as law of diminishing returns. So that's with any object in this world. And the place where spirituality comes into picture is that in nature, there is a supply of every desire that has come naturally. If there is thirst in us, there is water that's provided. And yes, we may drink other drinks, but if true thirst can only be quenched by water. If there is hunger in us, then there is food that is provided by nature. Nothing man-made can actually be had. Everything that comes from nature, the more natural it is, the more healthy it is. Recently, there is a book that's written on health that says, no, have food, not food product. Like most of these things that come from the factory, they remain to be food and they become food products, synthesized and all kinds of mix up. So if there is thirst, there is water. If there is hunger, there is food. So for every urge that human beings carry, there is a fulfillment that is in the nature. And we all have an urge for looking up to something, for having a role model. That can be Harry Potter, that can be Tim Cook, that can be, say, whoever is the film star, business, finance, entertainment. Someone or other we kind of look up to or kind of worship. And there is such craze after. Please do come in.
Please come.
Be careful with the light.
Come here. Come on.
There's such craze after celebrities. There's so much paparazzi that follows them, and and then there is social media. Social media, there is following. You have somebody has 1 million followers, somebody has 30 million followers, and the more followers one has, the more no people think he's famous. He's looked up to. I think the most followed person in the world is Ronaldo. That's what I got to know. It's something like 275 million. So, and you can see, like when Michael Jackson had come to India, there was the youth was so hysteric to see him, to go to his shows, that one of our colleagues' daughter, she had gone for this show in Andheri. And as Jackson was passing by, Michael Jackson, he had shaken hand with her. And she was so much happy about it that for the next 1 month she didn't take bath. This hand has been touched, purified by Jackson. And then all kinds of crazy things also happen. A sweater worn by someone is sold for millions of dollars. Recently, there was this news that Yuvraj Singh in India, a batsman. So the bat with which he hit 6 sixes in an over. So somebody said, "I'll give you a car worth like 1 crore."
Some money.
And he took it. That he gave him the car and he took the bat. And this man, after 4 5 years, he auctioned the car. He auctioned the bat. This is Yuvraj Singh's bat that we hit six sixes with. And how much does a bat cost? No, not much. But because it's that bat which Yuvraj Singh had used, that got sold for 5 crores. Bought it for 1 crore, sold it for 5 crores. The frenzy, the adoration that these people have, but they can't really reciprocate with their fans. No, we have to pay money to them, and after a while, it so happens that they become so annoyed that they don't even come in the public. Many of these, they have to either mask themselves up or go and live in some other country because they don't have the capacity to reciprocate with their fans, those who are followers. And they're also man-made, like humans. 20 years back, what was the craze about is now no more. Even 5 years back, whoever was the top in the industry, dramatically changed. Now it is whoever is top in AI, they are looked up to. After 5 years, God knows what happens, and that's one of the stress factors that for students is whatever we are studying today, I'm not sure if that will fetch you jobs when actually you reach that job status because it's so volatile. But this urge to worship someone, to crave for someone's attention, and them too, it also comes in home that we want attention, appreciation from the other person. We want somebody to understand us. And parents do understand to a large extent their children, as this joke is there, when a 5-year-old little kid goes and tells his mama, "I love you," the parent knows this is pure love. And she also says, "I love you, beta." But with the same kid, when he's 15 years old, when he says, "we" or "she," don't be so specific about gender. When she says, I love you, the mama will say, how much pocket money you want?
What do you want?
What do you want? Because once children grow up, they don't say I love you. If they say dal mein kuch kala hai, 25-year-old if he says I love you, mama will say who's the girl or who's the boy. 30-year-old if he says I love you, the mama will say I told you not to get married to that. If a 45-year-old man says mama I love you, mama will say I won't sign on any papers. So the love gets corrupted, but the parents do understand what's going on. But because the world outside is changing so much, just this simple word called dog, no? And so many other things, the culture around is changing so much. We have a tough time even at home that parents and children understanding, or when we look up to somebody that can they really fulfill us. And in a world where no, we want us to be understood by someone, then somehow or other we tend to go into circles of friends that tend to accept us for what they are. Like in a church, once a man, uh, as he was in the church praying, a call had come. Very symbolic. A call had come. And it was the sermon was being given by a very senior pastor. And everybody looked at this person with scorn, looks. Like, don't you know you have to switch off your mobiles? And so please switch off your mobile. So he felt very cornered, and the people after the sermon they were coming and kind of you should be careful next time. And he was kind of disturbed, and he went to a bar in the evening. And when he went to the bar, as he was picking up his glass, the glass slipped and it fell. And when the glass of wine fell, it broke and everybody saw. The bartender immediately said, "Sir, don't mind it. I will offer you another one without any extra cost." And all those who were fellow drinkers, they all said, "Never mind it. It's okay. It happens." So the church was a place where he was judged a lot. And bar where although he made a mistake, he was not kind of cornered. That often makes us go to places where it may be harmful, but it is place where they are accepted. And youth want to be in places where they are accepted for what they are. And so if we have a person like that, naturally in the urge to have somebody to worship, somebody to look up to, somebody who can understand us, accept us, in nature, that urge is naturally fulfilled according to the scriptures by Krishna, by God. Because He is the one who has made all of us. He understands each and every intention, desire that we carry. There's a story that when Krishna was, as Ram, he married Sita. Dashara is coming. And he was very responsible, husband. For the sake of Sita, he waged an entire war. And he brought back. Once a man, he was lifting his wife during the Dashara, the Ravana is burnt. So when the Ravana was being burnt, so the wife was being lifted so she can see properly. Somebody said, Are you telling Ravana, isko bhi leke jao? Get rid of her. Ram was very responsible, not annoyed with Sita, and he could have married so many, but once he has given a commitment, he lived up to it, and Maryada Purushottam. But he had to, go through a lot of trouble, hard, emotionally, where Sita had to be sent. So it was quite painful. And the reason was that he was not just a husband, he was also a king. And therefore, he had to make that as a priority, being a leader, than just being a husband. So in the next incarnation, the scriptures say Krishna decided, Vishnu decided that I am not going to get into any post, into any administration post, because once you are there, although your heart doesn't want, you have to behave in such some ways. And another is that he decided, I will not marry. Because once you are married, then they say the difference between welding and wedding. In welding, there is sparks first and there is bonding. In wedding, first there is bonding, then there are sparks. Don't mind these jokes, these are just to lighten up. So your heart is, your mind is open, you don't get bored. So Krishna said, I'm not getting married. And very contradictory, you will see that Krishna not just accepted one wife, but how many wives? 16,108 wives. Huge number. You'll have to have a huge database to manage that. Who wants what? But God has that capacity, Krishna has that capacity. So did he break his vow that he'll not get married? He didn't break because not even one marriage was his own wanting. He did not want to get married, but when the devotees approached with sincere desire and wanted to relate with Krishna in this rasa, in this mellow, he had to he reciprocated. So there was one queen, one princess called as Satya. And Satya, the way to win her in marriage, in the olden times, there are two types of marriage. One is where the parents decide who is the groom. Another is where the daughter decides who is the groom. Swayamvar. So option is given to the girl. So both are there. So in the Swayamvara, the test to be passed was that there will be 7 bulls attacking, and the prince who can control these 7 bulls, defeat these 7 bulls, will be the one who can get married to my daughter. How can you 7 bulls? They are huge. Even to control one bull is difficult, what to speak of 7. So nobody could do it. And then she really wanted Krishna to come and she wanted to marry Krishna. But because this was a test, so she was praying, Krishna, please win me through this competition. So Krishna came, and Krishna, as the 7 bulls started to come, he expanded into 7 forms. And he was fighting with each bull, which was not needed. God alone can manage many demons at a time. As Ram, when 14,000 army came in Nasik, he could defeat all of them single-handedly. In fact, Lakshman also was not allowed to take part, because Sita had kind of questioned that you are only carrying this bow I don't see you using it. Why are you carrying it? It's a burden. Leave it. It's one of the in the commentaries it said. So Ram wanted to prove to his wife, I am capable. I can protect you. So that is a nice. So Sita, Satya, she could have been won by Krishna just defeating all 7 bulls simultaneously. But the reason he expanded as 7 is that Satya had a doubt that already Krishna is having 4 to 5 wives. If I am the 6th wife, will he have the time to spend with me? Because we all have tough time to manage our time. If we want to spend time with family, we can't focus on our work. There's always our friends, all this, take our time away. And we have to somehow balance. And nowadays, even if you take a leave for your family, say paternal leave, child is coming, there is a risk that the company thinks without him we are able to manage. So after paternal leave, many times nowadays, he is given a pink slip. I know 2 people that went through this. Paternal leave and eternal leave. So Krishna wanted to show to Satya that for everyone I am fully present. I am fully available. And that's the potency of God. That for each one of us, He is personally being there as Paramatma and personally wanting to reciprocate, which is not possible on a human level. One man cannot reciprocate even to one person fully. In the symptoms of Kali Yuga, it is said, if a man can keep his family happy, he will consider his life is successful. Because someone or other will keep, the desires keep increasing, but only God, only Krishna has that capacity. So that emotional need that we have, urge to have somebody who understands us, who reciprocates with us. And in the material realm, we are trying to put that need on humans. We want our husband to be perfect. We want our wife to be perfect, our children to be perfect. Because the perfection at which we are looking up or seeking is actually Krishna. And if you don't look at Krishna, if you don't directly connect to Krishna, then in this world, everyone will face disappointments or compromises. You compromise. ज़्यादा expect मत करो. Just this is what it is. And you either compromise or you kind of move on. No. Either job or whatever. So that's the reason we need to have that spiritual connection with Krishna. And the best time to start to make that connect is youth. Because in youth, we are trying to identify the you. Youth has this you. So there is a stark need for identity. That you no more just behave whatever your parents want you to do. There's a stage that comes, teenage, where you rebel. If parents say one thing, then you want to do the exact opposite. And that whole thing, neurologically, is also need to now start to exist separately as an individual, which is a healthy thing, that he is not just becoming dependent on the parents, that now he is starting to stand for what he is, what his mind is, trying to understand himself and trying to be herself or himself. In that pursuit, if we don't connect to our inner self through scriptures, then we tend to get acceptance, or are we trying to identify socially? What are we? And this social identity is needed. It's not that social identity is not needed, but we also have a spiritual identity. Social identity can change. Many of you were, no, especially the families, were all in India, and our social identity was different. Now here we have a different social identity. The next generation, they many times are called as ABCD. You know that ABCD?
American born confused these.
Yeah. So they are in, I'm an Indian, I'm an American. So there is that dichotomy because you want to fit in both places. You want to look and be like an American, same time, your roots are there. The training that the culture at home is Indian. So there is that social struggle, identity. But if we have a spiritual identity, then we'll be able to handle the social, perplexities or these dilemmas that come. Arjuna had the same thing. Arjuna was not able to make sure that which identity is important for me, as a family man or as a warrior. Because as a family man, I need to take care of the family, but as a warrior, I need to take care of the nation. And both were at loggerheads. And it is at that time, Krishna, he spends time with Arjuna. And the thing that Krishna does is a very important lesson for parenting. There's a talk that I've given. The talk's name is How to Make Kids Listen to Parents. How to make kids listen to parents. Or I think how to talk so kids listen. So the corollary of that, which I presented, was how to listen so kids talk. It's not how to talk so kids listen, but before that comes how to listen so kids talk. They open up, they start to. In the first chapter of the Gita, we have two personalities, Duryodhana and Arjuna. Both were facing high insecurity inside. Duryodhana was facing high insecurity inside because he didn't expect such an army will come in front of him to fight. There was 7 Akshovini Sena that came in front of him. And when he saw that, although he had more strength, he could not fathom how is it that they were in exile. So when they are in exile, they cannot go and make what do you call alliances. Duryodhana, he was in power and he could go to different kingdoms and make allies. And that's how he had 11 Akshauhini Sena. Pandavas, they were in the forest. No, they were not allowed to go to any kingdom to make an ally. Without going to anyone, he saw 7 Akshauhini Sena had come to him. There are two types of relationships. So in one, you have to call out, request, beg, please come and help me, please come. You have to know. And then another relationship where the person is so much empathetic that he comes understanding that you need help. You don't have to call them. Like typically in a marriage, some people, if in a home there is a marriage, they'll call and say, if you need me, let me know. Then there will be others who will actually inquire, what are all the things to be done? And have you done this? And can I help in this? So they get involved. Others is, I'm there, let me know if you need. A very vague statement. And most of the time it is, even if you present, it is with excuses. But the other is very proactive, without even calling. Therefore, they say, measure your success not by how many surround you when you're successful, but how many surround you when you are a failure. When you're sad, because they say success is relative. When there is success, there are relatives. As soon as success is not there, nobody remembers us. So Duryodhana, he was startled beyond his that I had to do all kinds of politics, compromises, offers. If you fight for me, if we win, I'll give you this. Nowadays, even politics in India, some states, some parties, they give all kinds of carrots, free bus ride for the ladies in Hyderabad, Karnataka, free electricity. So people get, one of my aunts, she was in a town near Hyderabad. So two parties, one party came, said, if you vote for us, I'll give you 2,000 rupees. She took 2,000 rupees. The other party came, said, if you vote for us, we'll give you 3,000 rupees. Because they got to know they're giving 2,000. The 3,000. She took both. I don't know whom she voted for. So temporary benefit. So Duryodhana did, there's details in Mahabharata, exact same kinds of politics, same kind of, these assurances to get people on his side. So people came not really supporting Duryodhana, either fearing Duryodhana or they had their own personal agenda. So it was full, more than Pandavas. And thankfully, those times there was no democracy, else Pandavas would not have come in power. And Pandavas, their side, had hardly any kind of going out and bringing in. People come on their own to come and stand for them, which is true strength. That how have we spent our life? Have we spent our life investing in relationships so that people come in the time of need? Or are we been so self-possessed that even when we deal with others, it's only for our benefit, never really cared for others? So in times of need, we have to do all these kinds of gymnastics. So Duryodhana was pretty scared and he was very insecure. But in the Gita, he boasts confidence that he will. He doesn't say, I'm fearful. Because the response to insecurity is either covering it up with quite boasting or accepting your vulnerability. And to accept and to really express our vulnerability in situations like this, you need a friend whom you have invested in. So Krishna, he was there with him all through, and he had invested that in relationship in him, and he was his true well-wisher. Unfortunately, in fact, Krishna is everyone's well-wisher, and Krishna, counseled. Whereas Duryodhana, when he goes to Dronacharya, he never asks his advice. In fact, he is advising his senior that what you should do. When we go to our elders, it's best is when we seek advice. What do you think I should do? But Duryodhana is so full of himself, thinking that his plan is the best. Sometimes it also comes, even in youth, they think parents don't know anything. I know and you follow. But Arjuna, he was like that he wanted to get guidance of Krishna. And Krishna was also so sensitive, he never forced Arjuna to do anything. Because when there is force, then there is repulsion. But when there is acceptance, then there is obedience. So it is a very reciprocal. Relationships are very reciprocal. If somebody is behaving some way, don't just think the other person is at fault. There may be something that in me which is causing that kind of response. So Duryodhana, he speaks a lot in the first chapter. And in summary, it is expressing great confidence that we have great warriors, and he's kind of criticizing Bhishma, his guru, that you all should be very alert, don't be sentimental that your disciple is on the other side. And then Arjuna, he speaks. And if we see just in 10 verses of Duryodhana speaking, Bhishma blows his conch because he knows ये तो बड़बड़ कर रहा है मेरे से सुनने के लिए मुझे सुनाने के लिए सुना रहा है. So he blows the conch, showing that yes, we are with you. But Krishna, he hears. He hears. Still Arjuna fully breaks down. And he says, I actually don't know what I have to do. And then when he surrenders and he submits, then Krishna starts to speak. So a relationship based on mutual listening. Here Krishna was listening for first 40 verses. Krishna was only listening to Arjuna. And then Krishna starts to speak the true wisdom that is needed. And after speaking entire Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, Yatechasi tata kuru. Oh Arjuna, I have given you all the wisdom from the Gita, but now you please decide what you want to do. Just because I have spent so much time, I have no obligation upon you that you have to speak. Love actually grows in freedom. When we actually give that space, freedom, at the same time are concerned for them, then the other person wants to reciprocate because of giving. And that's the reason Krishna also has given us freedom. Krishna loves us so much, but he doesn't want to keep us with him without our freely wanting to be with him. So that till we make that choice, Krishna, I want to be with you, Krishna is quiet. And when we do approach him, he listens to us. And of course, the first chapter of the Gita in this book, I present it as the first thing I present as a musical chair. Everyone has played musical chairs here. So what happens in a musical chair? There is one seat less than the number of people that are playing it. If there are 8 people, then there are 7 chairs. And everybody is very conscious. Okay. As soon as the music stops, I need to sit. Finally, there will be 1 chair and 2 people going around wanting to occupy that. The chair was the Hastinapur's chair. And 2 people, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. One wanted to sit because it was their responsibility, they inherited, and the king, and it was dharmic for them to accept that. Another was, no, we want, therefore I want. I want to be there, whether it is ethical or not, doesn't matter. And every human being carries these 2 aspects, a desire to want something and a fear to avoid something. Long back, there used to be this video game called as Temple Run. Any of you played Temple Run? You played Temple Run?
Kids play.
Kids play. What's the most popular game now?
Chasing to a period.
Minecraft? No. I want some input so I can share somewhere else. What's the most popular game now?
Which one? You?
Anyone know? Anyone?
Oh, Krishna.
Huh? Don't play games. Good?
बोल सुन जल्दी any game तुम
Monopoly or Uno?
Old games.
Oh, Monopoly is old here? I don't know. That's not-
Anyway, they are not revealing me. They don't want to help me. So in the temple run, it was at a time, I got very curious. What is this temple run? Because we all run to the temple. So then when I saw it, it's actually running away from the temple. Somebody enters the temple, and in the temple there is a huge ghost that kind of comes out, and the whole game is running away from this ghost. And psychologically, that has been built into the youth. No, run away from the temple. There is ghosts inside. But you see that there is something, a fear that is chasing you, fear of losing, fear of not accepting, fear of failure. So many, there are 9 types of fear. Fear of missing out. And there is a desire for us to achieve something. That, oh, I want to be there, I want to be that. And many times in our life, we are driven by fear or the desire that which we tend to be driven by. It is very much at a very superficial level, say a particular post or say a girl or a boy that you want, and not really something that is a value that you are chasing for, say wisdom, knowledge. It is something external. So when you don't get that, then you feel disappointed, depressed, and that's what happens in the second section of the first chapter. That Arjuna, Duryodhana, goes into insecurity because what he wanted, somebody else also wanted, and they are more powerful now, and he doesn't really. He's confident. He appears to be confident, but inside is very fearful. Psychologists also say uh, that among the cases of depression, extroverts usually are at a higher rate. They seem to be very outgoing, but inside of them there are fears which they don't find anyone to confide in. Because the moment they confide in, they are put down. So one of the key lessons in the Gita for youth is that to have friends who accept you what you are and also encourage you for what you can be. We have a wonderful initiative here that Samratini is having a youth group here called as TSI Sangha Initiative, where the youth gather to spiritually become more aligned with principles of the Gita, and also have that bonding with friends who can truly check in. They say, right? People are now busy in Facebook and WhatsApp, and therefore there is no one there. So therefore they are not facing the book, and they don't have anyone who can actually say what's up, what's really happening with you, and trying to check in. So first chapter of the Gita is a reminder for both parents and both for children that connecting with Krishna is our true urge, true need. And when we get that connection, in Singapore, there is a Shark Tank. If you go anytime, you please go there. It's quite a scene where in this shark tank, humans can swim along with the sharks. Your GK must have kind of question: is this possible? Can humans survive along with a shark? Like we like gulab jamun. For sharks, we are the gulab jamun. They just bubble. Human flesh they like, they love. So it's not that humans are kind of caged in some kind of steel bars and sent. They're scot free. They kind of freely go and swim along with the sharks. And the trick is that before the sharks are sent into this tank, they are fed fully. So fully that they have no more desire to eat anything. That human, they are not like humans. कल के लिए सोचता हूँ, थोड़ा रख लेता हूँ. आज के लिए हो गया. And animals also, they also don't eat every day. When they next time when they feel hungry, that's the when they eat. If they have a very heavy meal, then they fast till they actually feel hunger. So in this shark tank, humans can freely swim with the sharks. And a great lesson for us is that the reason we are looking for validation, acceptance, appreciation, or some kind of achievements in this world, because we are empty within, we are hungry within. And when we fill ourselves with Krishna, with spiritual substance, then the world outside won't disturb us. Either with marks, either with our jobs or salaries, all these things won't disturb us because we have filled ourselves with God, with Krishna. And then anger element won't come because now that we are full. And devotees have this experience that on days where they connect with Krishna through chanting very nicely, that day they're less prone to getting disturbed. I saw a t-shirt once in Bombay. One man was wearing, "Don't disturb, already disturbed." So we are touch me not kind of people, the people that going, because small little things can irritate us, make us angry, make us disturbed. We can blow up because there is such pressure inside, such emptiness inside. And if we fill with God, which is our actual urge, real need, not just Kalankaran Swami, who was a Swiss boy who was looking for a dog that finally found Krishna, or as George Harrison says, everyone is looking for Krishna, some know it, some don't. Try to connect with Krishna and see if you have a transformation of life, because presence of existence of Krishna is not just a logical scientific aspect that is there, but it is also a very experiential reality. There was a boy in Columbus. He had done his PhD and he came there for postdoc. Very intelligent, high. So when he came to the temple, he attended the class, and the reason he came to attend was he wanted food, prasad. I guess 70% of our temples get filled up on Sunday feast, mainly for prasad. And so he came for prasad, he attended the talk. So he went to the speaker and he asked her, "I don't believe in that God has a form, that Krishna is God. Prove to me." And this Mataji was giving the talk. She understood this man is super intelligent. So I don't want to get into the debate right now. So she made an excuse that we have a lot of service. Can you help in the service? Then we'll answer. So she engaged him in a lot of cleaning of pots and in the temple. And that went on for 2-3 weeks. He kept on coming. Please answer me. I said, wait, let the services be done. I'll answer. When I feel I am ready, I don't have any, I will sit at home. So in the third week, she asked him, so what was your question? By third week, he said, my question is answered. I have experienced Krishna through service. Man, somehow magically, without even my logic accepting it, as I was doing this seva, and when I went to Krishna, then that if God can be anywhere, why not in this form? To put a limitation God is not proper. And God is basically what is the source? There has to be source. Everything is coming from something. So what is the source? In science, we are trying to think it is electrons or even beyond that, quasi particles and all that. So we kind of tend to say, so whether it be science or whether it be spirituality, the discussion is not whether God exists, but discussion is what is God. God is matter or coming from these particles, everything is coming, the source. Or in Gita, we say it is Krishna. Consciousness comes from another consciousness. Two living people can only give birth to another living child. So consciousness can only come from consciousness. This chair will never feel ये कितने देर से बैठा है, but you will feel because you are conscious. I'll end now in 2 minutes. And consciousness comes from supreme consciousness, and that supreme consciousness, what it is, that whole is what is the Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, when you connect with Krishna, you start to experience through service and through sadhana, through chanting. So please make an experiment. When we try to find out about matter, we are the experimenter, and this object becomes the experiment. But when we have to find about God, who is above us logically, then you have to become the experiment in his hands. He's asking you to, okay, do these things, then you'll experience me, then you have to follow that. Then you start to experience God. And once you experience and connect to him, it's not that you have to become like this. That is one of the fears that some people ask me, स्वामी जी क्या हो गया, किसी ने धोखा दिया क्या कि आप साधु बन गए? Very few of us need to do that just so we can educate others. But most others are living in the world. I say from every college, 2 types of people come out. Professionals and professors. Those who go back to the college to teach more students, those who go to the industry and use their knowledge. So we are like that, professors who are trying to share this wisdom with the youth, with the families, to apply the Gita. And Arjuna need not have to give up his dharma. It is to practice our dharma for a higher cause. That is basically the message of the Gita. And the highest dharma is to please Krishna. And when we please God, then everything else, like a tree, when we water the root, everything else is flourished. In Mahabharata, there is the story that Krishna was fed a little grain of rice, and Durvasa Muni and his 60,000 disciples, they all felt satisfied. And this is a very experiential reality. When you connect with Krishna, your own wranglings about I want this, I want that will go down. You will really focus on what do I need to grow and do more good to the society and myself. That will be the only, it will not be greed based, but it will be service based. So you can grow as much as you want, but to like a tree that has fruits to offer to others. Stop here. Any of you have any questions?
One of the questions, I mean, I'm asking on behalf of the youth, basically. So, it's like 16,108 or something, right? So, what exactly is the marriage for Krishna or the Gopikas? What is the relationship between them? And how the youth should basically look at it, or when somebody else comes to them and asks, okay, Krishna, do you think Krishna is a god? He has these many wives. So, do you think that God can have these many wives? Or is, since those many wives are there, so still you consider Krishna as a god? There can be so many questions like that to the youth where nobody tells them that, okay, no, what is marriage exactly?
Yes.
And how should we look at that kind of relationship, so that, yeah, I think you understand.
It's both Krishna and Rama, both were very responsible husbands. Marriage is a responsibility. It is the meaning of marriage is called a vivaha. Vaha means vehicle. Vahan. So it's a vehicle to take us somewhere and to help each other get to the point of liberation, moksha. Because everyone needs company. And in company, you can help each other to go faster, go smoother. So when Krishna married 16,000, even Narada was quite amused that how is God managing this many wives? Because even to manage 5 people is tough. So when he went, he saw Krishna was with Rukmini having his lunch. Then when he went to another house, he saw Krishna was playing with the children. So he thought, did Krishna run from this to this? That he was there, I'm here, and then he ran to another house. Krishna made for each queen an entire palace. No discrimination, okay, everybody stay. The first 8 will stay with royally and everyone else will stay. There was one Nawab in Hyderabad who had something like 352 wives. He didn't even know their names. And know what children, what are their names. But Krishna was not like that. Krishna, because he is God, he expands. He is already expanded as Paramatma. He is with each and every one of us. On the innermost core of our hearts and looking at us fully, barely what we are. So for God, it is not a big thing. And none of the wives of Krishna complained. He is neglecting us. He is not satisfying us. All the queens were so grateful that Krishna is only with me. Because Krishna has that capacity. And not just there, even in Vrindavan, it is said when Krishna used to go to the forest, Mother Yashoda used to dress Krishna with all nice turban and all the gopas. They used to feel that, oh, I should have dressed Krishna. I want to dress Krishna. Not that they were having any hatred towards Yashoda, but if I can also dress Krishna. So it said when Krishna used to go to the forest, he used to submit himself to each of the gopa. And how many gopas were there? Not 16,000, in lakhs. They were in lakhs. And each gopa used to come to Krishna and they used to dress Krishna. The turban, the different decorations, the gopi dots or these dots, just to dress Krishna. And that decoration that Gopa did, the whole day, Krishna for that Gopa used to appear in that Vesha. And for each Gopa like that. So one person appearing to each one in their own style, in their own way, the way they have decorated. And when Krishna comes back to Mother Yashoda in her own way. So God has this inconceivable capacity, potency to be able to be available for each and every one of his devotees, which is not possible for a human being like us. So therefore, it is in our best interest if we connect to him, because he has made us and he can only fulfill our longing. So all the gopis he satisfied, all the queens he satisfied, all the gopas he satisfied. That's Krishna's magic.
So in other words, all the gopas and all the wives, they are real devotees of Krishna who surrendered themselves to Krishna so that he accepted them.
Yes.
It's not like Krishna's desire,
No.
because Krishna's another name is called Askalita Brahmachari, right? So he's a Brahmachari, but all the gopi gopas, everybody.
They wanted to rest. That's what I said. Na? Krishna didn't want to become a king. He didn't want to get married. But because all these devotees approached him with unalloyed devotion, so then he accepted that.
He accepted and he actually
He
reciprocated
reciprocated.
across many forms.
And just imagine, once we connect to such supreme Bhagwan, who is so powerful, how it is best for ourselves, So better to connect with him.
That same Krishna is being worshipped in all religions. Their awareness is different. It's not that, okay, we are Krishna, somebody else is someone else. They're the same person, different names, focusing on different qualities. So please add this aspect, will really benefit.
So I don't know how accurately I can represent David's perspective, but I'm lucky to have, my mom tell me things about Krishna. And I've always considered that the fact that Krishna has that many wives and the fact that he has maintained relationships with all like the gopas and the gopikas, in his youth, I've always considered it as like a symbolic meaning of his, like the capacity of his omnipresence in like everywhere. So I hear like what she means by the backlash, that like sometimes like the concept of Krishna can fade as being God, because people like might like call him like a womanizer, but like in reality it's just a symbolic meaning of his omnipresent presence.
Yes. It is not just symbolic, it is an exhibition of his love, that he is willing to go to any extent. Imagine, for one of the wives of Krishna wanted a flower from the heavens, Swargaloka, and he goes there, Parijata, and he goes there to get it. So to go into any extent, if his devotee wants something, and the reason they want is to offer him only the flower, not that they want to put in their head. So the reason they decorate was to please Krishna, and the reason Krishna decorates was to please them. So it's a mutual reciprocal love that they both had. In this world, yes, people many times get confused, and just like any subject, if you don't approach the proper teachers, anything can be said about it. We just tell about mitochondria. Unless you are a good microbiologist, you will not speak about mitochondria. But ask you about, speak about, say, VLSI design. Unless you are electrical engineer, you will not speak about it. But if I say, tell me about God, every human being on this planet will speak for 2 hours. What is God? That is the arrogance we carry, that I know about God, without going through the texts, scriptures. So we have to be scientific about it. If I'm thinking about God, have I read about God properly from the proper sources? So you are fortunate to have been in such a home where there is awareness. You can also build your awareness by the Gita, by the Krishna book.
Memorized it.
Huh?
I memorized it. Gita.
She
I
memorized.
memorized
She already
it.
memorized.
Memorized it. Wow,
Yeah,
very good.
she did that. You were participated in
Yeah.
that.
The whole
She did too.
She knows all.
Um,
Yeah. her friends.
There are so many
You too.
memories.
You too.
There were the contest, Prabhuji.
They are sitting Gita scholars here.
Yeah. He is a memorized.
And I think you can tell any verse if you like. Are you still with that? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. If you mention any number verse, you will say.
Oh, no, I don't
No,
know. on
no, but that time.
Thing.
Yeah. But I
Tell
heard
about the
that.
last verse.
यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्ण यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिः ध्रुवानीतिर्मतो
Can you repeat again one more time? I'm just recording. Yatra. Yatho.
यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णः
Everyone
यत्र
say.
पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिः ध्रुवानीतिर्मतो
The first verse.
Haribo.
धृतराष्ट्रोवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुक्षवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमुपगतश्च सञ्जया.
Haribo.
Haribol.
Very nice.
Prabhuji, I have one question.
Yes.
He is my son, Soham.
Soham. Dasoham.
Yesterday, Prabhuji said in class.
Yes, yes. What's your question?
About so.
So I always tell him that establish your connection with the Thakurji, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And I don't know what you think, but I really did not understand how much he is getting. But
He has to express it.
Ask questions.
You can ask like whatever you feel today.
No, none of the question is stupid question. Don't think like that. Just
I don't have any question.
you just gave up.
He's all embracing, accepting.
I don't have any questions.
That's good. That's fine. Please do. A youth needs their logic to be first clarified. So please do read the Gita. This particular book that I wrote is mainly for the youth, because I found that most of the youth, the moment Sanskrit and the kind of jargon that's used for spiritual subjects kind of makes them think this is not. So and especially when I was touring America for many years. So that's when I thought I need to present Gita without much Sanskrit, much like transcendental kind of language that we typically use. Although it's all used, it's very authentic as per our acharyas. So each chapter is a visualization. Second chapter is a theater. You all go to theaters. So if you go to second chapter, it's like a theater experience. What all you find? The actors, the director, the emotions. So through that simile, we try to understand the second chapter. So it stays in your visual memory. So like that, each chapter, third chapter is a stock exchange. Eighth chapter is a escape story. So the Gita is doesn't appear to be very heavy on the mind. So please, the youth now needs to understand what is the actual gist for life, and they can go to the next level of actually going to the Sanskrit verses, and which are also there, because I list them, which sections are there. So it will help you to understand Gita, which is our core, Sanatana identity, the Dharma, and most of the world Hindus. This is anyone is a Hindu with a Bindu. You put any kind of geography, art, not like that. Understand our text, at least the basic one, the Gita,
Yeah, definitely. If we put this and go somewhere, they will ask, "Are you Hindu?" Here I have come across like this.
One man did an entire PhD on the geography of this place.
Hmm.
What all kinds of
Nice.
artworks happen here. Whole PhD is there on it.
Hari Bol.
Minimum 1,000 are there.
Yeah, even I was thinking the way you had written this book, like the sections. I did not get a chance, but I will definitely read this. And to the best part, Prabhuji has written this book in the time of COVID, so utilizing Prabhu's time, because in COVID, no one was going out, like it was just, so this knowledge has come during this time. So, I encourage youth to, read this book at least once and distribute it in your friends also, within. So we have the multiple copies also. Yeah.
Yes. Parents can take and give their children.
Yeah. It is
People
just
can give.
$12, like printing cost. Yes.
Printing, shipping. Shipping.
Yeah, it's a recording still. Yeah,
Shipping cost.
yeah,
Printing
shipping
is
cost.
everything shipping
Yeah,
now.
whatever
With
it
Trump
is,
thing is become very difficult.
yeah,
Somehow have to manage getting the books.
more tariff.
Hare
Anybody
Krishna.
has any questions? Ask Prabhuji. Prabhuji is also youth, so you
So,
can ask.
Prabhuji, I have one question.
You are not his.
No, I'm asking related to children. So in our, I don't want that thing to get recorded.
Okay,
Ah.
all right.
You can pause it.
Yeah, pause.
No, I'll just stop it now.
Yeah.
I'll stop now.
There are people.